y'all. Welcome back to another episode of A Million and One Stories. As always, we are your lovely co-hosts, Sierra, Leticia, and Stacy. So for today's topic, we want to get into it. Okay, y'all? Are y'all ready? We want to talk about dating. Is there a proper way to date? You know what I'm saying? Especially dating during these times. Like, how is it, or how do you all drop it down in the comment section below? Like, how do y'all date? Do y'all believe in traditional dating, courting, dating exclusively, dating multiple people? So let's go ahead and get into it.
For me, I feel like it really depends on the person that you date. And I feel like if y'all have like an understanding, like maybe y'all want to date exclusively, then, that's your understanding. I mean, I've dated a lot of people in the past, and I know for me, I get attached very quickly. Like, I'm very, you're mine. Like, you're not about to be messing with nobody else. And
let them know.
Okay, like, period.
Say a lot of people in the back.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? But I know men, they keep their options open sometimes. And, they may have a couple people, women in their text messages. And I can understand that, because if we're not married, we really don't have no oath to each other. We have not made any real promises, I guess. But I feel like if you are dating somebody, make sure you like really know who the person is. I would say, I mean, I know it can be difficult. Like, if you're feeling horny, you want to get it in, then okay, you're going to get it in. I feel that. But I feel sometimes some things need to be like, how do you say? Like, you got to keep them guessing, if that makes sense. So like, if you give everything, then what else is there to explore? You know what I mean? If there's if you're not having good conversation, if this person, is not spontaneous, or can't even like, schedule a date, maybe make a fun date, to the picnic or whatever, it's like, what else is there? It's just sex, and then, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, see you next time. So I feel like if you're dating somebody, make sure like they're fun, and get to know what their goals are. I mean, if their goals aren't aligning.
Do you feel like there's a proper way to date? Like, there's one way to do it?
I don't think there's just one way to do it. I just feel like it just depends on the relationship you are in, at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
I just feel like if you are going to date, make sure you're not just giving them your all and they're not giving you anything. If, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be like in this relationship or date and you're fully in it, head to toe, and this person is messing with other females, and they're messing with you, and then you feel like you in a relationship. That's just how I feel.
I just feel like, no, that there isn't a proper way to date, but there's if you have a clear understanding with the partner or the person you're going to be with, then you have then you build that proper way for your relationship. So basically, to me, I'm like, there are different rules that people fall into. A lot of times people always have this rules of like, if I'm dating someone, if it's a woman, she has to be excuse me, she has to be loyal, she has to do this, she has to cook and clean, she has to look a certain way, she has to, you know what I mean, like she has to keep up with the Joneses. When it's a man, for instance, it's like, okay, well, he's just dating, and it's okay for him to explore different areas and different places and different people. Compared to a woman, it's kind of like you have, and then you feel pressure to just be a certain way. Excuse me. You feel pressure to just be a certain way, which is kind of like weird, because if a man is not held to those same standards, why would you hold a woman to the same type of, to less standards than those, or more or higher standards than the ones that you holding a man to. And so for me, I just feel like it depends on how you're coming into that, you know, dating. And dating should be just that. You dating, you're getting to know the person, you know. So you want to be able to, like, when you first meet the person, how you doing? Do we even like the same things? You know, do we even want to hear the same things? Are you a type of person who's funny? Are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? Are those things that are maybe gonna, you know, come in between us when we dating? You know, those are the type of things that you need to be worried about. And throughout your dating stages, you should feel comfortable to meet other people, but that
Mhm.
should be an open thing that you want to have as a conversation with with your partner, or, or the soon to be partner. The reason why is because you want to make sure that you're on the same page. And when I mean meet other people, get to know other people, I'm not talking about sleeping with someone. I'm not
Right.
talking about, you know, already investing and putting all your eggs in that one basket. No, because once you put all your eggs in that one basket, then most likely you're going to get attached to the person, you know. So I'm talking about like just getting to know people. Like, if, you know, I meet this person, you know, I'm trying to see where that's going to go. Then I meet another person, I'm trying to see where that's going to go. But if I actually fall for one of those people, then I'm going to dismiss the other people, and not in a rude way, but just be like, hey, listen, unfortunately, you know, this thing is not going to go anywhere, so I rather, you know, just call it quit. And then
Yeah.
you pursue the one that you're really interested in, or the one that you feel comfortable with, so that you can actually invest and truly fully be in that relationship and form something. Because dating, I feel like a lot of people, when women, and you know, women, we always look at dating like, once we like somebody, we go full force, you know, we like, yes, I want you, I like you, I'm in it for the long run. But for men, and I will not talk for all men, but the greater percentage of men who are dating, they are just exploring, they're not really
Mhm.
fully invested. So for me, I feel like when you're dating, you should let everybody know, like, hey, I'm just dating. I'm just trying to know. I'm trying to figure out who will be the match or the right one for me, you know, and you should do the same. And nobody should feel ashamed. Now, if you're going around and sleeping around with different people and trying to figure out that way, now that's a whole different ballgame. You're just being disgusting. You're being trifling. You're doing other things that's not necessary. But that's, you know.
See, I disagree with that last one, but I do feel like there is an understood way of proper dating, but I think that the understanding or the way in which we date um, corresponds to or reflects that generation, or you know, the societal norms. Like, for example, when we were coming up, we had the traditional way of dating, like, you know, you meet the guy and you take your time, and there's baby steps, and you guys should go on dates, and it should look like this. But you know, now we live more in a more internet, you know, based society. So it's not really like that. You know, the glitz and glamour is advertised. So dating now for this upcoming generation looks totally different than what, you know, how we would traditionally date. So it's like what is considered traditional, I think that just corresponds to, you know, whatever context it is based off of, you know, when you came up. And then secondly, um, because I'm gonna just tap on that point right there about sleeping around. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that, but I think the common denominator is, you know, we all have expectations. You know what I'm saying? And expectations turn into disappointments when they're not discussed, right? So, you know, y'all were saying like, oh, because as a woman, you know, we become attached, we locked it in. But it's like if I'm not expressing that to you, like yeah, I'm trying to be locked in with you, but I did not communicate like, but I want it to be exclusive. Like, I want it to be me and you. And so while I am only committed on you, you're really dating other people, which is not a problem, but you know, there isn't a discussion. So I feel like when people start off dating, they don't really discuss their intent, how they want to date. Are we just dating for fun? Is it casual? Are we dating with a purpose? We want to be together. Like, you know, what's our angle? People just do it to do it. And then, like you said, like men date multiple people, but it's like I feel like women should too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that's your prerogative, then you should go ahead and do that. So I don't really feel like there is one strict way on how to date. I just feel like it's a conversation, number one. And like what you said, Stacey, you know what I'm saying? It depends on the person. Because you're very much so right. You might meet somebody like, but I'm not being like, I want him. That's it. Everybody else is secondary. Like, don't even talk to me. But again, it has to be discussed, because if I put all my eggs in one basket, excuse me, and it's not reciprocated, then you're out here looking dumb. And I feel like it's real easy, to look dumb, especially when you really like someone and you don't really express how you're feeling. And like I said, I'm gonna reiterate, I feel like when people date, they don't express it, either they don't express or communicate how they're feeling, and just leads to one big letdown, one disappointment.
And that's 100% true as far as when it comes down to communication. I purposely don't think it's a negative to um, navigate away from sleeping with people when you're dating, because women, we are emotionally attached and we get emotionally attached, but men
But so do men. So do men.
you know what they do, but they don't
I think men get attached as well.
but they don't get attached as fast as women do. Okay.
Yeah.
Men, I mean, they could be like, yeah, this and that, da 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 da, but they don't get attached as fast as a woman would. Now, if a man is fully invested in you, even if he sleeps out, around, trust and believe me, he's attached to you. And he will probably come back and never mess, not that never mess. That's a lie, because I have seen when they're fully in marriages and they have children and still stepped out and came right back, and it's like, yo, but you know what I mean? So I just feel like for a woman though, we get fully vested to the point where you're like, oh my gosh, I gave you something that is sacred to me, and you still don't even value me. So for me, that's why I'm like, in dating, communication is key in any type of relationship you in, period. It does not even matter if it's a mother, son, daughter, uncle, nieces, nephew, grandma, uncle. I don't even care. But you have to have an effective communication. But
Absolutely.
in a dating process, if you know that you're the type of woman that you okay with sleeping with someone, in order for you to see where, because there are women who will say, hey, listen, I'm okay with, going all the way there, because I don't want to be shocked later on. And then it's like, okay, we're going to get married. And then I'm like, ugh, everything else is great, but that piece, you know what I mean? And there are women who like, no, everything else was good, but I just didn't like that one part. And it's like, really? You will dismiss this whole relationship because of this? Yeah, there are people like that. Everybody is whoever they're supposed to be. But I personally, I would not, for me, and I'm speaking for myself, so I can't speak for every woman. I personally would not, I would do my best not to sleep, because if I have to do that with someone, that means I'm starting to catch feeling for you.
Yeah.
And if I'm starting to catch feelings for you, everybody else is no longer in existence, in my view, romantically.
Yeah, and I also feel like
but
when you
that's
do have
natural,
sex
though.
with somebody, though, like, it's almost like your souls are connecting with each other. Like, a part of you goes with that person, a part of them comes with you. And I agree, like, you do, like, okay, and what if you do like the sex? They're like, damn, like, I'm trying to have sex with you now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't about to be messing with nobody else. And I mean, I can understand that. I've been there before, you know what I mean? And it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. And so I had to reflect, like, okay, where is it? Where did I go wrong? You know what I mean? What are some things that I could have done differently? And then you realize sometimes, like, you dealing with this person, in the beginning, it's all, wonderful, great. They have this wonderful personality. And then, like, you around them for a little bit longer, it's like, damn, I don't even like the way you eat like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, I just feel like, if you can even try and be friends first, you know what I mean? Try and just get to know somebody. The same way we're friends with each other. We don't sleep with each other, but we're friends, right? And even with friends, right? You hang out with somebody for a while, and if you're just not vibing with each other, y'all just don't hang around with each other no more. But I feel like when you're dating with someone, and in your mind, you're dating to be in a relationship, you're dating to get married, you really want to, and you really like this person, you really want to get to know, like, are they even nice to their mother? Are they nice to their father? You
But
know what I
I
mean?
see that's a good point. I don't mean to cut you off, but I see like when you attach a purpose of what like on how you're dating, you're gonna move accordingly, right? So if I'm dating with intent to marry you, I'm not about to be dating you and other people because I'm trying to get married, right? So I'm laser focused in on what we have going on and the pursuit of marriage and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if you're dating casually, of course you're just gonna talking to you, talking to you in the back. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think it depends on like, what type of dating you're looking to do. But also going back to sleeping with multiple people, I just feel like because of how we grew up, like that was kind of taboo. Like you're gonna sleep with more than one person. Shocker. But now, it's all about, women expression and sense of agency and sexual expression. So it's not like, down upon or frowned upon now. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, she a hot girl. She out there doing the thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like dating just looks like generationally, dating just looks totally different because now you have like talking or what's it like? Oh, we just talking, like kind of like dating or like we're not really dating.
Situationship.
Yeah, situationship, stuff like that.
many ships, girl. So many ships.
You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like it just looks different. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's angle is the same. You know what I'm saying? Or the path they take to get there. You know?
But I feel like too, like as you get older, I feel like the dating changes the way you date. Because I feel like, we're young, right? So of course the pool is open, right? It's raining men, okay? You know what I'm saying?
Hallelujah.
But I feel like, like let's say I'm 40, 50, right? And I'm still single, not married, no kids, right? I feel like the dating is going to change because now maybe your mindset is like, oh, like I really want to be with somebody, like I really want to settle down. And it's very challenging to find a man who wants to settle down, have kids. And then we talking about, being friends and getting to know them. So it's like, well, how long do you need to wait to date somebody and let them court you? Because men, shoot, they may be feeling you for a minute and then they may see one little hot thing pass their way, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, I'm on to the next one. So it's like,
but see, I don't think there's a time limit on dating. Like I don't feel like we have to be dating, like talking or in the pre-stage for 3 months. And then now we're gonna be exclusive for 3 more months. And now we're legit gonna go for month 9. Like I don't ascribe to that at all.
So could you guys, like, if you wanted to, if you're dating somebody, you met somebody right now, right? You like them, everything's great, sex is great, blah, 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 right? And they put a ring on your finger. Like, will you say yes? Or will you be like, no, let's wait a little bit? Like, are y'all willing to get engaged very quickly? Or does it need to take some time?
No, I feel like if I'm locked in with that person and it's like I know what I want, we've had like several conversations and I see that person for who they are and I feel in my spirit that that's the person for me, like what else is there to discuss? Like, but again, I don't feel like there needs to be a time limit on it. You know what I'm saying? Because the time you spend with people, like it'll show you who they are. So you know what I mean? And the type of time we spend together, like that's just my opinion. I don't feel like I need like 3 months, 6 months, 4 months, like. But y'all know my
love is love.
So like, but that's my opinion. That's totally my opinion. But I will say like my standpoint is different now than how it was, a couple years ago. Like I wanted like, oh no, we're gonna do 3 months of this, and then like here's the next stage, and then here's the next stage. But I don't do that anymore. So.
I just feel like if I meet someone and God willing, when I meet the right one.
Okay, amen.
When I meet the right one,
speak it, sis. Go ahead.
Hallelujah. If he has, at least most of the qualities, if not all of the qualities of what I'm looking for in a partner, and it takes us 3 months, and then he puts a ring on it, I'm down because people do so many things in less than a month. People have kids in less than a month, and that's not even the right person. People have,
Yeah.
all these different situations going on in less than a month. So my thing is, if I'm who he wants and he is who I want, why
Yeah.
not? And but the thing is, we have to be realistic in that whole conversation,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that new beginning of that journey. You know what I mean? Because I don't want that fake expectation, and then the next thing you know is like, oh snap, really? I didn't know that that's something that you didn't like or you didn't want.
Right.
But besides that, girl, if the happening is good, and then everything else works well,
Yeah.
we good. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there 24/7. I'm gonna do whatever I need to do for you.
Okay.
Hopefully, the feeling is
24/7.
Mutual.
okay. 24/7, girl. The shop
Yeah.
is always open. Always.
y'all, y'all hear that? Put in the comments down below. Taking applications
So
right
like
now.
you
She
just
said.
really
No
gotta
application.
you
She
really just
say take an
gotta know
application.
yourself and
You really
know
do.
what you
That's a
want,
good
know
point.
what
You
you
didn't even know
don't
yourself
want,
before you did.
and the person that you're dating needs to know that as well. Because like
Yep.
you said, there really isn't a timeline. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you can't control who you fall in love with.
Exactly.
And so it's like if you know who you are, what your expectations are, then shoot, why not? You know?
Right now. And and the heart, unfortunately, the heart wants what the heart wants. And sometimes
Yep.
your heart might want something that is completely the wrong thing for you. I'm just being honest.
And
But
then can we pause?
yes,
What's that marinate on everyone's spirit? Because I know we
Yes.
all offended.
please,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know,
Y'all can just put a little heart in the comments down below because we've all been there. So
seriously.
just let us know that you thought that. Go ahead, sis. Keep going.
Thank you, sis. But at the end of the day, we really have to be mindful of, what we want, who we are, and then whoever the people that we are dating are for ourselves. So with that
Yeah.
being said, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in on this A Million and One Stories with us again today. We appreciate you. Please, if you have any comments, you share our videos. If you want to, just subscribe and get to see us every time we post a video, please go ahead and do so.
Okay.
Thanks again. And I want to thank my co-hosts, Sierra, Stacy. Thank you guys. And wow, Sierra, you look like you're having some fun. We need to come
Yes.
there with you.
Okay.
But anyway, with that being said, thanks guys and have a wonderful day.